guys, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Tristan Hansen. In this video, we will be exploring Are we ready, guys? Yeah! I have a new video coming up tonight, so I have to make sure everything is ready, but this has been a great show.
Alpha generation, or also known as millennial children, is the youngest generation today. The main cause of the outbreak of the Chinese Revolution was disappointment with the Qing Dynasty government.
Hello, citizens. I am Olivier Zender, Ambassador of Switzerland to Indonesia. Happy 4th anniversary to See Today. Your dedication to delivering quality content and showcasing Indonesia's global perspective continues to inspire us all. We wish See Today every success in its mission to inform, inspire, and connect audiences throughout the region. Congratulations, wishing you continued growth in sharing Indonesia's essence with the world. Thank you.
Welcome back to the C Morning Show, everyone. It is 6:30 in the a.m. and it's time for your first Tuesday morning sports update. We're going to begin with some football news as Manchester United have sacked their manager Erik ten Hag after the club's disappointing start to the season. United slipped to their 4th Premier League defeat of the season on Sunday at West Ham and sit at the bottom half of the table. They have only won 1 of their last 8 matches across all competitions. A club statement read that, quote, Erik ten Hag has left his role as Manchester United men's first-team manager. Now, speculation over ten Hag's future had regained intensity in recent weeks after the 54-year-old Dutchman remained in the role at the end of last season. United co-owner Sir Jim Ratcliffe kept faith with ten Hag after United beat Manchester City to lift the FA Cup in May. But after only 3 wins from 9 league matches, the club has finally taken decisive action. The club had wanted to give ten Hag the chance to work within a new sporting structure set up over the summer, but results and performances have now forced their hand. It is understood the club's hierarchy had not seen enough progress in ten Hag's side to believe that they were on the right path to challenge again for the Premier League title. So as I mentioned prior to the break, United are now sitting in 14th place in the Premier League after 9 matches, and they lie 21st in the Europa League table, having failed to win any of their opening 3 fixtures. Ten Hag did win the Carabao Cup and FA Cup, but that did not do enough to impress the new owners. The defeat by West Ham United on the weekend was ironically one of the team's better performances under Ten Hag this season, but it proved to be the final straw for the Ineos ownership as a string of missed chances resulted in a 2-1 loss. Ten Hag was relieved of his duties just 4 months after signing a 1-year contract extension. Now, currently Manchester United are supposedly in talks to try and appoint Ruben Amorim, with the Sporting CP head coach now understood to be considering the opportunity. The Old Trafford hierarchy have put the 39-year-old at the top of their list, having not considered him during the summer. They're also willing to negotiate with the Portuguese club about a potential release fee. United are seeking to impress on Amorim the opportunity that the job presents in what would almost serve as a clean slate. With interest having grown since the start of the season, Amorim is known to have been reluctant to leave Sporting mid-season. The Portuguese have restored the club to glory and already has them clear at the top of the table in what would be a 3rd title after 2020-21 and 2023-24. Meanwhile, former striker Ruud van Nistelrooy will take interim charge while the search for a permanent head coach is conducted. There's also been interest in Ipswich's Kieran McKenna and Brentford's Thomas Frank, while Spain legend and former Barcelona boss Xavi is also available. We will continue to follow this story along and keep you apprised as to the latest updates. In the meantime, in other football news, Spanish midfielder Rodri has taken home the Men's Ballon d'Or award. The 28-year-old won the prestigious award for the very first time after helping Manchester City win the Premier League and being a key player in Spain's European Championship triumph. Rodri arrived on crutches for Monday's ceremony as he is currently out for the season after injuring his ACL last month. Rodri's stiffest competition came from Madrid's Vinicius Jr., who refused to travel to Paris for the ceremony after discovering that he would not be taking home the trophy. Meanwhile, Jude Bellingham finished third in voting. All right, let's now turn our attention to some basketball news as Stephen Curry was forced to leave the game midway through the fourth quarter due to a left ankle injury as Ivica Zubac and the Los Angeles Clippers spoiled the Golden State Warriors' home opener with a 112-104 victory on Sunday night. Zubac had 23 points and 18 rebounds. Meanwhile, Andrew Wiggins led the Warriors with 29 points, including a three-pointer that managed to cut the deficit to just 1 point with 3 minutes and 47 seconds remaining. Curry was able to contribute 18 points and 6 assists, but was forced to exit for good with 7 minutes and 55 seconds remaining after tweaking his ankle late in the third quarter. He briefly returned, but sat out for good after 8 minutes and 8 seconds remaining in the game. James Harden for the Clippers added 23 points and 11 assists, making all 9 of his free throws. The Clippers were still without their star forward Kawhi Leonard, who was sidelined with a right knee injury. Three games into the season, and it's already been up and down for the Warriors. The Warriors did win their first 2 games of the season by an NBA record margin of victory of 77 points, getting off to the best start as possible to the season. Now, they pushed down the pace, they clamped down on defense, they played a full 12-man rotation, and they drained threes like we would expect them to. Everybody ate, and the vibes, which started high in training camp in Hawaii, have been constantly high. Now, that was against Portland and Utah, though, and they're expected lottery teams. And on Sunday, they did face a fair fight. The Clippers, despite losing Paul George in free agency and having star Kawhi Leonard sidelined indefinitely, are more in Golden State's weight class. They're deep, they've got range, they're big, and they run through James Harden. They made sure that the Warriors' home opener wasn't like their first 2 games. And after being down big throughout the game, the Warriors lost their star with initially 2:43 left in the third quarter as Curry limped off the court after tweaking his left ankle slightly. He did check back in with 8:08 left in the fourth quarter with his team trailing by 10, but seconds later, he retwisted his ankle while trying to set a pick. Andrew Wiggins led the Warriors' comeback bid by scoring 11 of his 29 points in the fourth quarter alone, but the Clippers' advantage in the possession game was too much to overcome. Los Angeles took 23 more field goal attempts than the Warriors through the first 3 quarters alone, and in all, they hauled in 14 offensive rebounds and forced the Warriors into 20 uncharacteristic turnovers. Now, the Warriors do believe that their depth of their 13 NBA-caliber players will help them withstand the natural bumps and bruises of a long season, but losing Steph Curry will be a much different story. Let's see how well they weather the storm, and let's see how severe Steph Curry's left ankle injury actually is. We'll follow along all NBA action, continue to report to you daily. In the meantime, in some local basketball news, the Indonesian Basketball Association, or Perbasi, is holding a national conference to choose its next leader. And with only one candidate running, the front-runner will steer the future of basketball in Indonesia.
The Indonesian Basketball Association, or Perbasi, is holding national conference in Kemayoran Central, Jakarta from October 28 to 30. The conference follows the passing of the previous chairman, Denny Kosasi, on September 5th at the age of 69. During the event, Perbasi will appoint its next leader with the agenda packed each day as candidates present their visions for the future of Indonesian basketball. This year, there is only one candidate for chairman, Gerindra politician Budi Satrio Jiwandono. Jiwandono has prior experience in the association, serving as a general treasurer from 2015 to 2016 and secretary general from 2016 to 2019. With no other contenders, he is likely to be elected and has pledged to boost Indonesian basketball by strengthening leagues, infrastructure, and organizational growth, aiming to make it a significant industry in Indonesia.
Ke depan bukan cuman kita membina dan melahirkan atlet-atlet berprestasi, tetapi olahraga bola basket ini sebagai salah satu olahraga yang diminati dan sangat bergengsi bisa menjadi sebuah industri di mana juga bisa menyumbangkan nilai ekonomi, pekerjaan, apakah itu atlet, apakah itu official, apakah itu pelatih, wasit, sampai hingga industri kreatif, industri yang nanti bisa mendukung olahraga ini.
Over its 73 years history, Perbasi has overseen Indonesian basketball, managing leagues such as the Indonesian Basketball League, the Sri Kandi Cup, and the Development Basketball League for students. It also governs the national teams, including senior, under-18, under-16, and 3x3 squads. Perbasi has had 10 different chairmen, including current FIBA Central Board member Erick Thohir.
Nah, jadi saya berharap nanti pada Munas ini bisa memilih ketua untuk masa depan, karena tentu ketika sudah ada sejarah yang baik, nah sejarah ini kan harus dilanjutkan dan tidak mudah. Nah, tentu kami dari Insan Basket ya pasti mendukung supaya kembali konsisten daripada prestasi bola basket terus meningkat, dan perlu waktu tentunya, tapi saya yakin dengan kekompakan dan keluargaan bola basket, keluarga besar, sangat-sangat perspektif ke depan, apalagi ini olahraga terbesar yang dimainkan sekolah.
This election will select the 11th chairman of Perbasi. Though held under the shadow of laws, the conference will shape the future of this sport in Indonesia. Satya Pramasi and Ferry Ahmad for C Today.
And obviously, losing Danny Kosasih was a terrible thing for Indonesian basketball, but it seems that Perbasi and Indonesian basketball will be turning the page into a new chapter where hopefully we are able to build on successes from the past, such as the SEA Games gold medal and other national team victories, along with the more of the progression of our local basketball league, the Indonesian Basketball League as well. We look forward to the IBL's season that is set to tip off in January. In the meantime, let's now move on to some other sports news. At the 2024 Qatar Kite World Tour kicked off at the Brazilian break of Ibiraquera, marking the final stop of the season for the kite surf discipline. This event ran from October the 19th to October the 26th and featured 21 men and 12 women from 10 different countries competing for the title of world champion on the sandy shores of Ibiraquera. that last update wraps up our sports segment for now. We will have a recap for you as well later on before the end of our program. The C Morning Show is set to step away momentarily, but when we return, we will have Tommy and Shanaz back here to share with you the latest from the world of entertainment. Stay tuned.
Hello, citizens. I'm Pahala Mansuri. Happy 4th